This huge electric barn uses its sinuous body to tightly surround the profile, but it is surrounded by dazzling blue arcs that seem to release powerful electrical pressures, which are innumerable. The well-organized electric snake reeked through the sea, and the powerful electric current struck and bewildered the profile, bewildering left and right with a dramatic twist, and in order to stop the damage in time, it could only turn off all the electricity again. The elemental barn suddenly changed its attack, stretching its huge skull, slowing down the observation window of the profile, and looking inside with its cold eyes through the thick glass. The panicked crew's eyes were full of original ambition and desire to kill, and even people looked at them with creepy, and Ningbo decided to stand up at this moment, so that he just wanted to wear it. When the submersible suit walked out of the hatch, he found that the hatch had been blocked by the electric mosquito with his body, and the crazy electric mosquito actually slammed the glass with his hard and iron-like head. The impact made a dull sound, and the glass on the HMS Bulo was unusually hard and short, and the internal electrical veins could not be shaken at all, making the eldest sister's brain move rapidly. After a thrilling counterattack, she was ready to use the engine to counterattack the load on the giant man, and the eldest sister speculated that only the load would reach 1500 volts. She was electrocuted by the voltage she released herself.
Electrocuting the full ship seemed like a fantasy. Number 10 corrected that everyone on the ship might be electrocuted. This was undoubtedly a gamble. Finally, Nemo decided to try it, worried about electrocuting the engine and wanting to save Missy. Everyone started following Missy's instructions to connect the dome to the hull and prepare to use reverse current to counter the entire ship. The full theory ignored the power of the full ship, even if the current had reached 1000 volts. The pulse leader tried to strangle the parrot with his body to understand Jianqing's own judgment, so he was on the full ship. The designer lied about the numbers. He stared at the voltage numbers, which kept rising until they fell to the limit of 150 volts. Suddenly, an electric current whistled sharply throughout the cabin, overloading the smoothly running electronic aid ship and causing sparks. The strong current spread smoothly throughout the cabin. Most people had not had time to react. After a sharp pain in their depreciated bodies, their eyes turned black and pimples were lower. Most people fell into a coma and cried. She understood the taste of the rivers and lakes. She looked at the chaotic scene in front of her in horror, but she still refused to believe that she would fail. Nemo angrily demanded accountability, causing a disagreement with the designer and an argument. When the two were arguing, the housekeeper's words extinguished their anger. However, in a corner that no one noticed, the dog shook off his hair and scattered the mysterious funds brought from the fire bucket in the air. The crew members were infected unknowingly, making people irritable. The intern returned to the office angrily and found the spy guard looking for documents. He was the first to be infected. As the black line moved forward, the guard fell into an illusion. He sat there like a puppet, unaware of the designer's suspicion. After confirming the map of Atlantis was still there, another treasure-colored one was put on his body. After the eldest lady checked the equipment again, he still believed that there was no mistake in the calculation. The oldest woman restarted the device, and the electronic round mirror burst into sparks once more. It was clear that he had failed completely. The electric disc suddenly released the parrot naked and swam away quickly, surprising everyone. Yu was kidnapped and stuck on the hull, surprising the crew. Nemo only realized later that the parrot fell behind due to fear of high temperature and was heading towards the Madden race after the electric mosquito moved away. Hull mountain beam on seabed, wanted to adjust direction but machine failed. Nemo quickly called the oldest woman to motivate her, thinking she was trapped in the shadow of failure and couldn't hear the command. Xiao Hei told Nemo that the cotton soaked in digested glycerin was exposed to the air. Due to unstable digested glycerin, there is a risk of explosion when the temperature rises. Nemo promptly instructed Xiao Hei to transfer the digested glycerin to the cold storage room, but even Xiao Hei's strength alone made it difficult. Hualei Man rushed to support, and the mysterious bun virus spread rapidly in the human body due to high temperature. Upon reaching the cold room door, Xiao Yue noticed a black mark on her wrist and pondered its origin. Huo Linen thought it was a stain and didn't take it seriously. When the two arrived at the door of the cold room, Xiao Yue suddenly found a black mark on her wrist and wondered about the source of the question. Upon reaching the cold room door, Xiao Yue noticed a black mark on her wrist and pondered its origin. He suddenly fainted and sat down. Luckily, Hua Lina reacted quickly and breathed out digested glycerol. He approached to check. Xiao Hei observed the strange black lines spreading to the eye corners. Hua Lina realizes this place is also infected with an unknown virus. Her body will digest the glycerol, store it in the cold room. More crew members here are trapped by the... Nemo Zhao chose to leave the cabin wearing a diving suit to accompany her to fix the problem, but she saw her deceased wife and daughter in a trance. Nemo momentarily believed she was home, becoming fully immersed in the hallucination and losing control of her body. Luckily, Sister Six finally regained consciousness and saw everyone around her lying on the ground in a panic. Nemo is no exception. As the parrot approached, the sober man with a painted face gathered his strength and told Sister Deo the solution. He lost control and fell. Sister Deo discovered that the virus had spread to the man's eyes and decided to handle it herself. As the temperature rose, Sister Deo put on a clear water float and received advanced training later. She resisted her fear and jumped out of the cabin. Sister Deo used a rope to connect the parts that her body was close to and stuck on. The virus spread caused her to hallucinate. Sister Big Girl attended her father's funeral. His words brought her out of her sadness. Sister Big Girl came to her senses again and tried hard to get closer to the fish fin, but the rope limited the distance. She was in a dilemma, but she cut the rope and tried to pull out the fish fins. After solving the fish fin problem, a sudden collision caused Big Girl to lose her balance and fall uncontrollably into the deep sea. The temperature dropped towards the parrot conch, and people quickly woke up. To save the project, Nemo risked his life and ordered the crew to sail towards the volcano. The diving suit on the parrot conch was already top-notch at the time, so the eldest sister was found quickly. Nemo found that the eldest sister was no longer breathing when he brought her into the cabin. Everyone thought she was under Shan Shuyu Yunshi's control and lost, so he insisted on rescuing her. She removed the parts from the electric machine gun and quickly made a simple pacemaker was installed in the heart of the elder sister. The designer helped the elder sister survive. When she woke up, she became a hero to everyone. Nemo formally accepted the elder sister and made her a crew member. After she regained some strength, she remembered something strange. When she was lost at the bottom of the sea, her oxygen was exhausted. Before she fell into a coma, she vaguely saw a building that looked like an ark. Only Iron Doll was immediately excited when everyone thought it was an illusion. He firmly believed that it must be the Atlantis that many navigators had been looking for. Nemo believed this place was a myth and did not exist in modern times, and many people speculated it was in the Atlantic Ocean. The parrot felt it had sailed into the Atlantic Ocean, but the trainer immediately presented the evidence and showed him the map he took from the Caesar Library. Even if there was a basis, Nemo was still not excited. To check the quality of the alien, Nemo's plan is to find the treasure of the sunken ship first, and after obtaining a certain amount of funds, he will use the money to arm the parrot conch, recruit soldiers and buy horses to take revenge on the East India Company. For Nemo, Atlantis, which has archaeological value, is just a time-wasting journey. Missy, however, is full of interest in it and joins the designer's camp without hesitation. Finally, Nemo realizes that Atlantis is the designer's lifelong pursuit. He wants revenge and chooses to lead the expedition. A 5-member expedition team officially set off to fulfill the designer's dream. The designer prohibits damage to this archaeological expedition and prohibits the team members from carrying weapons. Some people hold electric shotguns for self-defense.